Hello, welcome to Dirty Shirt Workshop. Today I'm going to show you how to record video with your cell phone and then get the video files to your computer for editing without ever touching one of these tiny SD cards. This started a couple weeks ago because I was complaining to one of my friends about my recording setup. My current camera, I have audio issues all the time. I'm dealing with the SD cards. I can't use real lenses. He says, hey, there's this great option that lets you use real lenses with your cell phones that you can buy. So I got one of those. You're seeing the first 4K video on my channel. We're not talking about that device because I don't sponsor things here, but what we will talk about are the two pieces of software you can use with it that make this thing work. The first one is called Syncthing. All it does is copy files between computers. Works for Windows, Linux, Apple devices, and Android. So if you have a device here and add a file, then it will copy it over to this other computer if you have two that are talking to each other. Then you can edit it on this one. That edit will show up over here. Then you can delete it here, goes away over here. That's really convenient, makes this workflow work really, really well. The second one I'm going to use is Open Camera. So it's a separate camera app for your phone, works a little bit nicer than the default. It says it shows ads, but I haven't seen any yet. So the reason we're using this is I want a folder on my computer that is just my raw video for the channel. And if I would sync the default camera app that comes on the phone, then I've got all my stills and everything in there as well. Well, that app doesn't let you change where you store things. Open Camera does because it has its own setting. The other issue is the storage on the phone. There's not a lot on our phones these days because we keep filling it up. So I did buy another SD card for my phone, a 512 gig card. It's the biggest one it would take. And that one is my video recording card now. So Open Camera points at that. I record my video there, and then Syncthing moves the video from there to my computer. So let's see this in action, okay? So here's my old camera setup. It's been recording my computer screen this entire time. So I'll bring the phone in front here. I'm going to stop recording. And Syncthing on the left here, this is Syncthing's status page. About every minute or so, it's going to check and see new files, and it will go ahead and copy them over. This is the raw video folder on my computer. So this is where the files will land. So there, Syncthing just saw it. It's a 780 some meg file. And it's going to copy it over here. It goes relatively quickly because this is all happening over my Wi-Fi. It's almost done. Almost there. Alright, so there's our video. Let's go ahead and open it up. Hello, welcome to Dirty Shirt Workshop. Today I'm going to show you how to record video with your cell phone. So there I am. So let's see how this is all set up. So this will be the setup for Syncthing first. I'm not going to cover installation because there are plenty of good YouTube videos on that. Once it's set up and running on Android, it's always in your notification bar. So I'm going to open it up here. And it's going to show you all the folders you already have. I'm going to add a new one. Likely yours will be empty if it's the first time you're doing this. For the sake of brevity here, we're going to name our folder Porn, because why not? Okay, and then it's asked what directory do you want to store this in. So you poke that. Now, I'm using an SD card. So poke over here on the pancake menu. That opens up your SD card. And then you can't use a folder in the root of the SD card. They don't want you to do that. But you can poke this create new folder. Let's use the same name. We'll call it porn, of course. Hit done. Now we have a new porn folder on our SD card and say, yes, I want to use this folder. Do you want to allow Syncthing to access your porn? Of course you do. Okay, so that folder is created and it's ready to go, but we're not done here. We have to tell it what device we want to sync with. So you have to add your computer. Mine here is called W9, so I'll go ahead and turn that on. So that will actually generate an invitation on the computer to set it up. Now this folder type is important. You have a couple options here. Send and receive is what I recommend you use, but you could do send only. If you use send only, that means your phone will record video and then it will send it to your computer, and that's all. So if you ever want to delete files, you have to do that on the phone. If you use send and receive, that means
on the computer side, if you delete a file, it'll go away on your phone, which I think is a really handy way to manage maintenance of your SD card. It's good hygiene, and you can do it all from your computer while you're doing your video editing. You want watch for changes on so that it will see that and actually pull those deletes over when they happen. And that's all you really need to set up here. You don't want to turn on file versioning because that'll create duplicates. So go ahead and hit create. And now we have our porn folder here. The next thing we need to do is set up Open Camera to right there. So if you go into Open Camera and then go into the settings, you have to scroll down here to this More Camera Controls. And then scroll down to Save Location. Now, before you poke that, you got the Storage Access Framework thing that you have to turn on. That's what lets you use the SD card. So you got to turn that on, and then it'll prompt you right away for the folder. Since I've already set that up, I'll just go into Save Location here, go up on my SD card, find my porn folder, say use this folder, allow Open Camera to access your porn. Well, of course, we got to record our porn, right? So that's all you need to do in Open Camera. And now, when I record with this camera, it will store files in that folder. So I'm going to switch back over to the phone here and then show you the computer setup side of things.
So now we're back to 4K on the computer. When I created the folder in Syncthing, it popped this invitation up on my computer saying, hey, this phone, one of the devices you know about, wants to share your porn. If you don't get this, you probably haven't added that phone as a device in Syncthing on the computer that you're trying to use. So I'm going to say yes. Let's go ahead and add that. Of course, it's going to name it, tell me where it's going to store it. You can change that if you want. Now you go into advanced settings here on your computer. There's a couple important things. Again, the folder type. If you say send and receive, that'll send deletes over to your phone. If you said receive only, then you would only get files from the phone, but you could never send them back. Now this file pull order, this is important. I choose oldest first. So that means I'm out in the shop, I'm editing videos. The first videos that I recorded, those clips are going to come over and they're going to be ready for me to edit when I come in here. There might be newer videos that aren't copied yet, but I'll be able to start on my first one right away. The other thing I want to do is I want to ignore permissions. I don't want file permissions from Android coming over to my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then this porn folder will start syncing. So I'll go over to my porn folder. It's empty. And we're probably not going to see a video because I haven't recorded any there yet. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this and restart it. There, now I've restarted. And again, just like before at the very beginning of the video, within a minute or so, Syncthing is going to notice, hey, there's a file over there, and then it's going to copy it over and stick it in this folder for me. And there it goes. It saw the file, and it's bringing it over.
There is another Syncthing option that you may find useful. If you go into settings here, and then run conditions, is run on mobile data. You could turn this on, say if you're recording at a beach or somewhere else where you're not home and connected to your home Wi-Fi, which is what it will normally run on up here, and you do want to use your mobile data and you have a good enough data plan to support it, you could turn that on. And then when you record your video, it's actually going to go up to your computer while you're not where your computer is. So that could be pretty handy, or it could get really expensive depending on what you're doing. So pay attention to that.
So that's all there is to it. I really like this setup. It's super convenient. I don't touch SD cards anymore. And it's just a whole lot easier. I really like it. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.